Okay, in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about setting up your Bollinger Bands for use in the charting software Trade Navigator. Now, if you're not using Trade Navigator, this video may be of no use to you, or maybe it will kind of give you an idea of how it gets set up in a different charting software, and maybe that will help you with your individual software. But let me show you how it works here in Trade Navigator. The first thing you're going to want to do is learn how to edit your chart settings. And the way you do that, the fastest way to do it, is to right-click with your mouse. So right-click on the screen with your mouse, and it brings up this little menu here. And just click on the first icon, or first item here, I should say, that says Edit Chart Settings. You see that? So we're just going to click on that. And when you click on that, it brings up this window right here. Now, this window is where you can make a lot of changes to your chart. The first thing you're going to notice is you're going to notice this section over here where you see pane 1. It says price, and there's some different things in here. If you go on down, you see pane 2, and it says ADX and stochastics. If I came down to, say, for example, pane 6, it says volume, you can turn that on and off and watch what happens when I uncheck it. I check it off, and then suddenly the volume disappears. So what we want to do is let's highlight pane number 1, which is for price, and then we're going to come to the bottom of this window where it says Add. So just click on Add and go down to the one that says Add Study Pre-Built Pane. It's the first one. So we'll click on that, and it brings up another window here, and you'll notice about 3 or 4 down, you see an item that says Bollinger Bands. So click on that one and hit Add, and voila, it adds it to your chart. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, if you look at the way it shows up on the chart, it's kind of a little different than maybe you're normally used to seeing it. And so let's change these settings a little bit. The way you do this is, again, if you click out of here, then you right-click to come back to Edit Chart Settings. If you never left, then you don't have to do that. But click on the moving average line here, and in the upper right area of this window, you see an opportunity to change the color, for example, if you wish to do that. Just, maybe you want a softer color. You can change it from a line to, something else. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to use steps or something other than a line for this one, but you could do that here. But look at the one that says width, and you see it says default. Let's change that to, say, for example, to a medium. And now that's not going to be quite as big. If you want it to be a little smaller, you can do a medium thin. And if you wanted to, you could add a label. The label just simply puts the price over in the right side of your chart. I choose to just leave that at the default usually. Now come on down, you see where it says function. Normally down in this area, this is where you could change the functions a little bit here. But in this particular case, you notice that the value says and bowl bars. This is what Trade Navigator calls a linked input. And so to adjust this, we actually have to go to the linked input section. So just come right over to the same section where you saw the price panel, and you're going to see an item that says linked inputs. If you click that, looky here over on the right side, there's your Bollinger bars and your standard deviations. This gets all of the inputs to be the same. So let's change it from 18 to 20. And there's your default settings that we're used to seeing. Trade Navigator, for some reason, defaults to an 18 and 20, but we're going to default to a 20 and 2 now. So that sets that up correctly. So what we've done is we've changed the moving average, and now we've changed the linked inputs. Now let's go down back to the price panel here, and let's change the upper band. If you want to change the upper band, again, you can come to the right portion here and change the appearance. We could change the color if you wanted to. And what I like to do is I change the width. Instead of being a dashed line, I change it to a medium or even a medium thick line. That way I can see it really clearly. And I like that. It makes me a little happier whenever I'm looking at this. Everything else is the same. And since those are linked inputs, those settings are going to be the same as well. Those are changed now to 20 and 2. Now, if you want to change the lower band, you simply click on the lower band here. And let's just change the color so that makes a little match there. And we'll change this to be a medium thick line. And now we've changed all of our settings on here. So if I click OK, boom, there it is, all set up on your chart. There's your Bollinger Bands. A little bit maybe more like you're used to looking at it. Now you can customize those even further. Let's edit chart settings again. Again, right-click, edit chart settings. And you could, for example, change the moving average to be a pink color. And if you like to look at it that way, then you could do it so however you choose to have it presented. Anyway, that's how you change those settings. Now, the next one that's really valuable is to set this up as a template. So let me show you how to do that really fast. Once you have your chart set up, come up to the upper portion of your screen, and you see where it says templates? Click on that and go down to the one that says manage chart templates. And if you click on this, you've got the opportunity to save as a new chart template. So let's do a new, and when we do new, you can type in here JDubs BB for Bollinger Bands and click OK, and boom, there it is. There's a new JDub BB, and now that's going to be a template. Now, the way Trade Navigator does this that's really easy to work with is you just move these templates around. You see I've got my TradeSmart template set up. Well, you can move this one in here. And let's say I had JWBB as the number 1 after default. That's also going to be hotkey number 1 on your keypad. So all you need to do is press 1. Now watch what happens here. I'm going to change to a different template. And now watch, I'm going to press number 1 and boom, there's my Bollinger Bands. It just pops up. All I did was press the 1 key. And so that's how you do that. You set the template up and you can just keep going back to it over and over. You also can click on the template menu and come down to a template if you choose to do that as well. That's another way you can do that. But I like to use the hotkeys. I think it works really well and it's really fast. So that's how you set it up here in Trade Navigator. And hopefully this has been beneficial for you and it makes a whole lot of sense.